As a retired doctor with over 4 decades of experience in treating patients, there's one thing I've learned that continues to astound me: the healing powers of nature. You see, we often overlook the simplicity of what's right in front of us. I spent years in hospitals, clinics, and private practices prescribing medications, suggesting treatments, but what if I told you that some of the most potent remedies are so small, so unassuming, that you wouldn't even think twice about them? Take fennel seeds, for example. They are tiny, almost invisible when you hold them in your hand. Yet, they hold an ancient power, a quiet yet profound ability to heal, soothe, and rejuvenate the body in ways we might never have imagined. You've probably seen them in your spice cabinet, scattered among a host of other culinary herbs, or maybe sprinkled on your salad. But what if I told you that these little seeds could be one of the most powerful allies in your health arsenal? Let me take you back in time. I remember a patient of mine, an elderly man, frail, struggling with constant digestive issues. He had been to every specialist, undergone numerous tests, and yet, nothing seemed to work. Medications, they barely touched the surface. Then, one day, a fellow physician, a friend from my past, casually mentioned fennel seeds as a possible solution. They've been used for centuries, he said, to support digestion and calm the body. At first, I was skeptical, but after everything else failed, I told my patient to try them. I still remember the look on his face when he came back a month later. He was transformed. His bloating had subsided, his digestion was regular, and he felt lighter. He felt human again. And here I was, a trained physician, a medical expert, who had overlooked something so simple, so natural. I couldn't believe it. In all my years of practice, I had never truly understood the profound effects of something as simple as fennel seeds. But this experience opened my eyes to the incredible healing properties that nature offers us. It made me reflect on how often we rely on modern medicine, expecting quick fixes, without stopping to realize that nature's solutions have been around long before pharmaceutical companies were even a thought. That's why I'm here today, because after so many years of treating people, I've come to realize that sometimes the simplest remedies are the most effective. And fennel seeds, they're one of the best kept secrets in natural health. Now, you may be wondering, how could something so small make such a difference? Well, let me tell you, the benefits of fennel seeds are vast and surprising. They support digestion, help relieve stress, boost the immune system, reduce inflammation, and even contribute to a healthy heart. All from something so simple, so natural. If you want to learn how these tiny seeds can transform your health, how they can support your body in ways you never imagined, then I encourage you to keep watching. But first, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want more insightful videos from me, as I share more of my experiences and knowledge to help you lead a healthier, happier life. Trust me, the best is yet to come. Now, here's something I want you to think about. What if the answers to your health problems aren't in a bottle of pills, but in the natural world around you? What if you've been overlooking something as simple as fennel seeds, something that could have helped you all along? Take a moment and reflect on this. Do you believe that nature holds the key to many of our health issues, or do you think modern medicine is the only way forward? Comment below with your answer a yes, nature has the answers. B no, modern medicine is the way. I look forward to seeing your thoughts. Let's start a conversation and get the most out of this journey together. As I reflect on my years in practice, I can't help but think of how many patients walked through my door suffering from digestive issues. The truth is, digestive problems are some of the most common complaints I encountered. From bloating to heartburn, from irregular bowel movements to constant discomfort, it seemed like everyone had some form of digestive distress. And for so many of them, the answer wasn't in the latest medication or complicated treatment plan. It was in something so simple, so natural, that it could have easily been overlooked: fennel seeds. I remember one patient in particular. Let's call her Linda. She was in her late 40s, and for as long as I had known her, she struggled with bloating after every meal. She had tried everything: prescription medications, over-the-counter antacids, and even dietary changes, but nothing provided lasting relief. She would often tell me, "Doctor, no matter what I eat, I always feel heavy and uncomfortable afterward. It's as if my stomach just can't process anything." It wasn't just the bloating that troubled Linda. She also struggled with indigestion and occasional gas, both of which caused her embarrassment and frustration. She came to me for a solution, a way to feel better, to return to a life where food wasn't a constant source of worrying. I could see the toll it was taking on her. Her quality of life was diminishing, and the medications she was relying on weren't solving the root of the problem. One day, as I sat in my office reflecting on this, I recalled something I had read many years ago, a study that had discussed the benefits of fennel seeds for digestive health. I had learned that fennel seeds were well known in traditional medicine, particularly in cultures that had relied on natural remedies for centuries, so I decided to give it a try. I suggested to Linda that she add fennel seeds to her diet. I didn't promise a miracle cure, but I explained how fennel seeds could relax the muscles in her digestive tract, helping to relieve bloating and indigestion. I told her to chew a small amount of fennel seeds after meals, as this practice had been shown to help ease digestive discomfort. To my surprise, Linda was willing to give it a shot. A month later, Linda returned to my office with a smile on her face, something I hadn't seen in a while. "Doctor," she said, "I can't believe it, the bloating is gone. I feel so much lighter after I eat, and the discomfort I've had for years is finally gone." Her transformation was nothing short of remarkable. She had been struggling for so long, and here was a solution, not in a bottle, but in a small seed that nature had provided for centuries. Fennel seeds contain compounds, such as anatole, that have a soothing effect on the digestive system. When you chew these seeds, they help to relax the muscles in the stomach and intestines, which can ease the discomfort associated with indigestion, bloating, and gas. It's a simple, natural remedy that can provide relief in ways that modern medicine often cannot. But here's the beauty of fennel seeds. They don't just mask the symptoms. They work with your body, helping to restore balance to your digestive system. Many times, digestive issues arise when the body is out of sync, when the digestive muscles are tense or stressed, or when the stomach acids are too strong. Fennel seeds have a unique ability to calm this imbalance, helping to restore harmony within the digestive tract. They also have mild carminative properties, which means they help reduce the production of gas and can ease bloating. Over the years, I've witnessed the power of fennel seeds time and again, not just in Linda's case, but in countless others. And it's not just about easing discomfort, it's about giving people their lives back. When the digestive system is in turmoil, it affects everything. It affects your energy levels, your mood, your overall well-being. When we can address this issue, when we can find simple, natural ways to support the digestive system, it's as if a weight has been lifted from people's shoulders. They can enjoy food again, live more freely, and experience life without the constant worrying about their stomachs. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. How can something as simple as fennel seeds really make that big of a difference? Well, I assure you, the answer lies in nature's wisdom. These seeds, though small, contain powerful compounds that interact with the body in ways that modern treatments often fail to do. And the best part, there are no harsh chemicals or side effects. It's a natural solution that works with your body, not against it. I've seen people from all walks of life benefit from adding fennel seeds to their diet. From the young to the elderly, from those with occasional digestive discomfort to those dealing with chronic bloating, fennel seeds have proven to be a trusted ally. And for those who are skeptical, I urge you to give it a try. The next time you feel that familiar discomfort after a meal, consider reaching for fennel seeds instead of relying on another pill. You might be surprised at the relief they provide. As I reflect on my career, I can't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude for the natural remedies that have helped my patients over the years. Fennel seeds are a perfect example of how nature provides us with what we need, often in the simplest forms. It's a reminder that sometimes the answers we're looking for are right in front of us, hidden in plain sight. So, if you've been struggling with digestive issues, whether it's bloating, gas, or indigestion, remember that you don't have to look far for a solution. Fennel seeds might just be the answer you've been seeking. Nature has its way of healing, and I've seen firsthand how these tiny seeds can transform lives. Give them a try, and see for yourself. In all my years as a doctor, I've treated countless patients dealing with stress, anxiety, and respiratory problems. These are issues that affect every one of us, whether we're aware of it or not. The constant rush of life, the pressures of work, the never-ending responsibilities, they all take a toll on our minds and bodies. And if there's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that many of us carry stress and tension silently, often without realizing how deeply it impacts our physical well-being. I can recall a patient from my early days in practice, James, a man in his late 30s who came in with a constant feeling of tightness in his chest. He was breathing shallowly, struggling to catch his breath, and complained about chronic fatigue. On top of that, he felt anxious all the time, often overwhelmed by the demands of his job and personal life. His doctor had prescribed medications for his anxiety and suggested inhalers for his respiratory problems, but nothing seemed to work. He felt trapped, as if he couldn't breathe properly, both literally and figuratively. As a doctor, I understood the physical symptoms, but I also recognized that stress was at the root of his problems. It was his constant state of anxiety, the pressure he placed on himself, that was weighing him down. I knew that we needed to address not just the symptoms, but also the underlying cause, the chronic stress that was constricting his airways and clouding his mind. This is when I first learned about fennel seeds' incredible ability to support both the respiratory system and the nervous system. I had heard of fennel as a digestive aid, but its potential for easing stress and supporting breathing wasn't something I had fully appreciated at that point. I began to explore the natural remedies that could help people like James, people who were struggling with both the mind and body. That's when I came across fennel seeds as a simple yet powerful solution. I recommended fennel seeds to James not as a quick fix, but as a part of a holistic approach. I told him to try incorporating fennel tea into his daily routine, as it has been known for centuries to help alleviate stress and promote relaxation. I explained that fennel contains natural compounds, such as anatole, which have calming properties. These compounds work on the nervous system, helping to reduce the feeling of stress and tension. Within weeks, James reported significant improvements. He no longer felt that tightness in his chest, and his breathing became easier. The anxiety that had once gripped him so tightly began to loosen its hold. He said, "Doctor, I feel like I can finally breathe again, both in my chest and in my mind." He was amazed at the difference something so simple could make, and to be honest, so was I. Fennel seeds have been used for centuries in many cultures for their calming and soothing properties. They contain essential oils that help relax the muscles, ease tension, and promote overall mental clarity. For people who experience anxiety or chronic stress, fennel acts as a gentle but powerful ally. The simple act of sipping fennel tea or chewing on a few fennel seeds can ease the tension that builds up in the body throughout the day. But the benefits don't stop there. Fennel seeds are also known for their positive effects on the respiratory system. They act as a natural expectorant, which means they help to break down and expel mucus from the respiratory tract. This is incredibly beneficial for those who suffer from conditions like asthma, bronchitis, or even the common cold. When the airways are blocked or congested, it's not just the body that suffers, it's the mind as well. Difficulty breathing can lead to feelings of anxiety, frustration, and helplessness. And that's why addressing the respiratory system with something natural, gentle, and effective like fennel seeds can make such a profound difference. I remember another patient, Mary, who had been struggling with bronchitis for years. She was constantly battling coughing fits and wheezing, and no matter how many rounds of antibiotics she tried, the relief was only temporary. I suggested adding fennel seeds to her routine, telling her about their respiratory benefits. She was skeptical at first, as most people are when faced with something so simple, but she was willing to try anything at that point. After a few weeks of drinking fennel tea daily, Mary noticed a huge change. Her coughs became less frequent, her chest felt clearer, and the constant tightness she had experienced was gone. Fennel seeds had helped her breathe easier and, in turn, helped her mind feel more at ease. This is the power of nature, the way it works with our bodies to restore balance. We often overlook the simple things, like fennel seeds, that can help us on a deeper level, both physically and mentally. What I've learned from my years of experience is that stress and respiratory issues often go hand in hand. When we're stressed, our bodies tense up, our airways constrict, and breathing becomes shallow. But when we can calm the mind and ease the body, we open the door to better health, both mentally and physically. If you've ever experienced anxiety, stress, or difficulty breathing, I urge you to consider fennel seeds as a natural solution. They are gentle, yet effective in helping to reduce stress, soothe the respiratory system, and bring a sense of calm to the mind. It's a simple, easy remedy that requires no prescriptions or expensive treatments, just a few fennel seeds and a little patience. Over the years, I've seen countless patients benefit from these natural remedies. Fennel seeds may be small, but their impact on the body and mind is nothing short of remarkable. They're a reminder that sometimes the most powerful solutions are the ones that nature has provided all along. So, if you find yourself struggling with stress, anxiety, or breathing difficulties, don't overlook the power of fennel. It may be the very thing you need to feel calmer, breathe easier, and live a life with less worrying and more peace. It's not just about treating the symptoms. It's about restoring balance to the body and mind, and fennel seeds can help you do just that. I remember one particular patient, Henry, a man in his early 50s, who came to me one winter with a cold that seemed to linger for weeks. He had been constantly battling low energy, and his immune system seemed weak. He caught every bug that was going around, never fully recovered, and spent most of his time feeling run down. His doctor had prescribed various treatments, but nothing seemed to work long term. He felt like his body was giving up on him. As we sat together discussing his symptoms, I noticed something. It wasn't just the cold that was bothering Henry. It was his general state of health, his constant fatigue, the inflammation in his joints, the way he complained about feeling stiff and sore even on good days. His immune system was in a constant state of attack, and it was wearing him down. I knew that for Henry, the solution wasn't just more medication. It was to strengthen his body's natural defense system and reduce the inflammation that was causing him so much pain. That's when I decided to try something different. I suggested he incorporate fennel seeds into his diet. Now, I'll be honest, when I first came across the idea of using fennel for immune support, I was skeptical. It seemed too simple. But after years of practice, I realized that sometimes the most effective remedies are the ones that have been used for centuries, quietly working their magic, unnoticed by modern medicine. Fennel seeds have been used for generations, particularly in traditional medicine, as a natural remedy to support the immune system and reduce inflammation. They're packed with antioxidants, which are the body's natural defense against harmful free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells and lead to chronic diseases. In particular, fennel seeds are rich in vitamin C, a nutrient that plays a key role in the functioning of the immune system. Vitamin C is essential for the production of white blood cells, which fight off infections and keep our body strong against harmful pathogens. But the benefits of fennel seeds go far beyond just boosting the immune system. They also have powerful anti-inflammatory properties that can help ease the pain and discomfort caused by chronic inflammation. Inflammation is at the root of so many diseases: arthritis, heart disease, and even autoimmune disorders. In Henry's case, his ongoing joint pain and fatigue were a direct result of chronic inflammation that had been festering in his body for years. His immune system was constantly on high alert, attacking his own tissues, and it had been doing so for far too long. Fennel seeds contain compounds, such as flavonoids and polyphenols, that have been shown to reduce inflammation in the body. These compounds work by inhibiting the production of certain molecules that trigger inflammatory responses. In essence, fennel seeds can help quiet the immune system's overactive response, reducing the inflammation that causes so much damage. For Henry, incorporating fennel into his diet was a natural way to help calm the internal fire that had been burning for so long. The results were gradual, but they were undeniable. After a few weeks of regularly consuming fennel seeds, Henry began to notice a shift. His joints started to feel less stiff, his energy levels began to improve, and for the first time in a long while, he didn't catch every cold that came around. His immune system, which had been so worn down, started to function better. It wasn't a miracle cure, but it was a significant improvement. The pain he had lived with for so long began to subside, and his immune system felt stronger, more resilient. I've seen this transformation happen again and again with patients who take a more holistic approach to health, those who understand that strengthening the body's natural systems can sometimes be more effective than relying on medication alone. Fennel seeds may be small, but their ability to reduce inflammation and boost the immune system is extraordinary. They're a simple, accessible tool that can be used every day to support long-term health. Now, I know some of you may be wondering how something as humble as fennel seeds can have such a profound impact. After all, we live in an age of advanced medicine, where we have access to the latest and greatest treatments. But let me tell you, there's something deeply powerful about natural remedies, something modern medicine often overlooks. In fact, fennel was revered by the Greeks and Romans for its power to fight off illness and promote vitality. And while modern medicine has advanced in many ways, we shouldn't forget the wisdom of those who came before us. In my years as a doctor, I've learned that no single treatment or remedy holds all the answers. But I've also learned that nature, when used wisely, has an incredible ability to heal. Fennel seeds are a perfect example of how simple, natural remedies can work with our bodies to improve our health. They're a gentle, effective tool that can help reduce inflammation, support the immune system, and give us the resilience we need to live our lives to the fullest. If you're struggling with chronic inflammation or a weakened immune system, I encourage you to consider fennel seeds as part of your health regimen. They're not a miracle cure, but they can help you build a stronger foundation for your health. Just as they helped Henry regain his vitality, they can help you too. Nature has provided us with so many gifts, and fennel seeds are one of the most powerful and simplest tools we have to protect and heal ourselves. I've seen the difference they can make, and I'm here to tell you that you don't need to rely solely on medications or invasive treatments. Sometimes the answers are right in front of us, hidden in the seeds of nature. Throughout my years as a doctor, I've come to understand the importance of nurturing the body in ways that extend beyond the confines of the hospital or the prescriptions I wrote. True health comes from taking care of the body in its most natural state, and part of that process involves embracing the simple pleasures of food. As I grew older and reflected on my own life and health, I realized just how much food shapes our well-being. It's not just what we eat, but how we eat, and the intention behind our choices. For me, food is medicine. One of the most profound discoveries I made, much later in my career, was how something as seemingly ordinary as fennel seeds could be woven into our daily lives, not just for their medicinal benefits, but also for their culinary potential. Fennel seeds aren't just an ancient remedy. They're a versatile, flavorful ingredient that can elevate dishes and enhance your health in subtle yet powerful ways. And as a doctor who spent years in the clinical setting, I can't tell you how refreshing it is to share a remedy that's not just good for the body, but also a pleasure to incorporate into your meals. I remember my own first experience using fennel seeds in cooking. It was many years ago, during a visit to a Mediterranean clinic where the focus was on holistic approaches to health. The doctors there didn't just prescribe medicine. They treated the whole person, encouraging patients to embrace the healing power of food. I was introduced to fennel seeds in a simple but delicious dish: roasted vegetables. The fennel seeds, with their aromatic, slightly sweet, and licorice-like flavor, brought the vegetables to life in a way I had never experienced. They weren't just a seasoning. They were a reminder that health isn't just about what we take, it's also about what we enjoy, how we nourish our bodies, and the joy we find in food. For those unfamiliar with fennel seeds, they may seem like a simple addition to spice blends or teas. But these tiny seeds, packed with flavor and nutrition, offer so much more. They can be sprinkled on roasted meats, added to soups, incorporated into bread dough, or blended into a fragrant salad dressing. She came to me with a variety of health complaints: fatigue, digestive issues, and high blood pressure. After we worked together to develop a more mindful and holistic approach to her health, I suggested she start using fennel seeds regularly in her cooking. I advised her to sprinkle them on her salads, add them to her vegetable stir-fries, or simply drink fennel tea as a soothing evening ritual. The results were gradual but powerful. Margaret's digestion improved, she began to feel more energized, and most importantly, her sense of well-being returned. The incorporation of fennel seeds into her meals became a small but meaningful act of self-care. What I've come to appreciate over the years is the simplicity and beauty of using food to heal. We often think that healing must come from a pill, a quick fix, or a complicated treatment plan. But what if the solution is as simple as changing what we eat, one meal at a time? Fennel seeds are a perfect example of this philosophy. They not only support your digestive health, reduce inflammation, and promote relaxation, but they also bring balance and harmony to your meals. When you choose to add fennel seeds to your diet, you're not just choosing a flavor, you're choosing a pathway to better health. But let me not fool you, food should not be a cure-all. No, food, in and of itself, doesn't replace the necessity of medical treatment when needed, but it can be an essential part of a holistic approach to maintaining good health. And in this, fennel seeds shine. They are not just a remedy for ailments. They are a reminder that health is something we can create and sustain every day with the choices we make. Even something as small as a fennel seed can have a ripple effect on our entire well-being. As I look back on my career, the most fulfilling moments were not those spent prescribing medications or performing procedures, but those spent helping my patients reconnect with their bodies through simple, natural remedies. And fennel seeds are a beautiful example of this. They are the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern wellness, offering a tool that is as old as time itself, but as relevant today as ever. For those of you who have never tried fennel seeds, I encourage you to begin. Start simple. Add them to your morning tea, sprinkle them on your salad, or use them in your next stir-fry. And as you do, remember that every meal is an opportunity to care for your body, to nourish it, and to support your health in ways that go beyond just filling your stomach. Every time you cook with fennel seeds, you are choosing a pathway to greater wellness, one meal at a time. And for those of you who already know the power of fennel seeds, I encourage you to continue experimenting in the kitchen. The possibilities are endless, and each time you incorporate them into your meals, you are strengthening both your body and your connection to the food that nurtures you. We often forget how much joy there is in the simple act of cooking. When we bring intention and care into what we prepare, we honor our bodies and the food that sustains us. In conclusion, fennel seeds are more than just a flavoring agent or a traditional remedy. They are a reminder that health, vitality, and joy can be found in the most basic and natural elements of life. As I reflect on my career, I am grateful for the chance to share these simple truths with others. It's the little things, the small choices we make every day, that truly shape our health and happiness. Fennel seeds are one such choice, a gift from nature that continues to support us in ways both profound and delightful. So, I invite you to take the time to appreciate the food that nourishes you. Incorporate fennel seeds into your daily meals, and remember that health is not just something we attain, it is something we create, each and every day, through the choices we make in our kitchens. Let fennel seeds be a part of that process, and may they bring you not just physical health, but a renewed sense of joy in the simple act of nourishing your body. Throughout my years as a doctor, I've witnessed the profound impact that small, simple changes can have on our health. In my experience, many of the solutions we seek for our health don't always come from the latest medications or complicated treatments. Sometimes the answers are much simpler and more accessible than we realize. It's the small habits, the everyday choices we make, that truly shape our well-being. This is especially true when it comes to something as basic as the food we eat. Take fennel seeds, for example. These tiny seeds, so often overlooked in our kitchens, hold immense power to improve our health. Not only do they support digestion, reduce stress, and boost the immune system, but they also serve as a reminder of the wisdom that comes from nature. They've been used for centuries to promote well-being, and in today's fast-paced world, they still offer a simple and effective solution to some of our most common health issues. Yet, despite their long history, so many of us fail to recognize their value. What I've come to realize over the years is that health isn't something we can simply achieve by taking a pill or following a quick-fix diet. Health is something that we build over time through consistent, mindful choices that support our body's natural processes. And the best part, many of these choices are accessible to all of us without the need for expensive treatments or complicated routines. Fennel seeds are just one example of how small changes incorporating a simple, natural ingredient into your daily life can make a big difference in your overall health. But the lesson goes beyond fennel seeds. It's a lesson about the power of simplicity and the importance of returning to the basics. We live in a world that's constantly bombarding us with new, often overwhelming, information about what we should be doing to stay healthy. We're told to take this supplement, follow that diet, and buy this product. But in the midst of all this, we often forget that some of the best solutions are the ones that have stood the test of time. Fennel seeds remind us of this truth. They're a gift from nature that we can incorporate into our lives with little effort, yet they provide tremendous benefits. This isn't just about digestive health or immune support, it's about realizing that the answers to many of our health concerns are right in front of us, in the foods we eat and the habits we form. When we stop searching for complicated, expensive fixes, we begin to appreciate the simple yet powerful ways that nature can heal us. So, what is the lesson here? It's that we don't need to complicate our health. Sometimes, the best way to improve our well-being is to return to the basics, to eat whole, natural foods, to nurture our bodies with love and care, and to give ourselves the time and space to heal. Small actions, like adding fennel seeds to your meals, can have a ripple effect on your overall health. These little changes, when made consistently, can transform your life in ways that you might never have expected. Applying this lesson in your life is simple. Start by incorporating natural, wholesome ingredients into your diet. Look to nature for the solutions to your health challenges. Practice mindfulness in the choices you make, whether it's the food you eat, the way you move, or the way you manage your stress. And don't forget the importance of self-care. Your health is a reflection of the care and attention you give to your body. As I reflect on my career, I realize that the most fulfilling moments of my life have come from sharing knowledge and empowering others to take charge of their own health. While I may be retired, I still have so much to give. This is why I continue to create content and share the lessons I've learned over the years. It's my way of giving back, of passing on the wisdom that has helped me and so many others. I hope that these videos resonate with you and inspire you to make small changes in your life that can lead to big improvements in your health. If you found this content helpful, I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What small changes have you made in your life that have had a big impact on your health? I'd love to hear from you and see how we can all learn from each other's experiences. And if you feel inspired by this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support means the world to me, and it encourages me to continue sharing valuable knowledge with you. Additionally, if you find these videos helpful and would like to see more, I kindly ask you to consider donating to support the channel. Any amount, big or small, will make a difference and help me continue this journey of sharing knowledge. I'm here because I want to help, and your support will allow me to do so for many years to come. Thank you for taking the time to listen, for being part of this journey, and for allowing me to share the wisdom that has guided my life and my practice. Let's keep learning together, and let's continue to improve our health, one small change at a time.